Vote 2022, 3 names are vying for votes to secure Indiana's 7th congressional district seat. The winner will represent most of Marion County in Washington. News 8 government reporter Garrett Bergquist introduces us to the contenders.
Democratic Congressman Andre Carson is seeking an 8th term in Congress. He faces 2 challengers, Republican Angela Grabowski and Libertarian Gavin Maple. Both of them are political newcomers. Congressman Andre Carson says he wants to build on his 15 years of work.
We brought nearly $1 billion back to not only the state, but to the city of Indianapolis, and that has been a job creator. Since I've been in office, I've passed over 19 pieces of legislation that has helped Hoosiers.
Financial advisor Angela Grabowski, who was born in Soviet-era Ukraine, says Democrat-backed policies remind her too much of what her family fled.
And I feel we have to not just stop the policies of Joe Biden and Andre Carson, but we also have to reverse them. So this is primarily the reason. I don't want the United States to look like the USSR.
Bartender and electrician Gavin Maple says Congress needs the perspective of everyday people, especially when it comes to issues like COVID-era restrictions.
I got really fed up with after the way I saw the government response from COVID and how they were able to shut down and pretty much take away people's basic individual civil liberties. Just basically take your own safety into your account, and it bothered me enough that I thought there should be probably a change.
The Gun Violence Archive estimates there have been at least 580 mass shootings in the United States this year. Grabowski says red flag laws and mental health background checks are the solution, though she would leave those up to the states. Maple says we need more armed officers in schools. Carson says we need a national standard for vetting prospective gun buyers, rather than the current patchwork of state laws. All 3 candidates say we need a simpler and more efficient system for legal immigration. They say any immigration reform should include a path to citizenship for recipients of deferred action for childhood arrivals. On energy, Maple says the U.S. should look for sources other than wind and solar, saying they're not reliable enough. Carson says eliminating the need for fossil fuels would give us greater political leverage as well as environmental and health benefits. Grabowski says the U.S. energy policy should include fossil fuels, at least in the short term, and should have more flexible deadlines. I asked each of the candidates about the issue of party line voting, or in Maple's case, the spoiler question.
The 2-party system has not done us well in at least the last 20 years, I would say. So I would say if you're never going to make the change and make the jump, then yeah, we'll stay in what we got. People will continue to hold power and monopolize it.
One party cannot have all of the good ideas. This is why we have to get good ideas from both parties, sit down at the table, see what the consequences of those ideas would be, bring it to the people, and make sure that they benefit from that.
The 19 pieces of legislation that I mentioned, much of that has to do with Republican support. I'm someone who has clearly proven himself to reach across the aisle to work with Republicans.
There are no other candidates running in the 7th district. Early voting continues through noon on Monday. Election day is this coming Tuesday. Live in Indianapolis, Garrett Bergquist, Which TV, WhичTV.com, and follow us on Facebook.